Comes back towards Peacock again, and this time coolly taken down. And Allen has worked his way past Houghton very neatly and laid it forward. A good ball here. Ferdinand's pace might take him past Teale. No. The defender, Shaun Teale, who came into the professional game very late after being with Weymouth. He signed for Bournemouth and then came to Villa a couple of seasons back, did his job well. Wilson now. Drags the ball dead. He lost his bearings. Clive Wilson, the former Manchester City player. Smile, says Shaun Teale. I'm not quite sure who he's telling to smile. Perhaps somebody who didn't come so late into the professional game appreciates it more than anybody else. Well cut out by Barrett. A little shove from Ferdinand was sufficient to put Barrett off. Make him run the ball out. So a Rangers throw it. On the left boot of McDonald. It's beyond Allen, but Wilkins, an instinctive pass first time to Barker. A longer ball. Impey kept it in. Bardsley's done nicely here to get himself up into an attacking position. Parker down the line, and Farrell against Holloway, and Farrell's got the speed, and he's got past Holloway. Brilliantly done by Farrell. Then he goes on the outside of the defender Peacock, who'd come across to augment the full-back. Did well again, Peacock. But certainly we saw signs of the promise of young David Farrell there. He's down and requiring treatment, but he'd gone 30-40 yards maybe in that chase with Holloway. And then he rode the first challenge, looked to come inside, and then really he was the victim of his own change of direction. Just lost his footing, but he's shown glimpses of potential today. Will continue. I think Villa will want him to do so as well, because he's given indications he might just be able to unlock the Rangers' door again. It's still Villa 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Bearing in mind both matches ended 1-0 last season, I wonder if that's the way it's going to stay. Well, Rangers will certainly be hoping not. They'll have to defend against now. It's against Staunton. And Saunders too. Saunders unable to thread it past Peacock that time. Villa going through quite a good spell. They're chasing and winning a lot of possession, but now Ferdinand against McGrath once more. And poor McGrath, who really is a tower of strength at the back for Villa. That's why he's such a favourite of the fans here. And there goes the chant of "Ooh-ah, Paul McGrath." Ironically, of course, McGrath was born in Ealing, which is not very far from Loftus Road. Bardsley's cross. It's McGrath again. Parker now. Only as far as McDonald. Good ball up, and Impey checks it. Allen into the area. McGrath on the edge of it. Sends it spinning out once more. Saunders in the chase here with McDonald. The Irishman wins. Villa, remember, 6th in the table at the moment, so they could move up the table considerably with a victory today, and that one just didn't break for them. The Rangers would go up to 3rd if they win. The Rangers indeed are 3rd, I should have said, but they will go to within a point of Blackburn and Norwich. They're 6th, and they'll go 3rd if they win. Atkinson. Wilson did well against him. very well, in fact. Here again they look to exploit Ferdinand. Does a nice little shimmy and then a check, and then the final effort from Simon Barker. It's a rather derisory reception. But he appreciates Ferdinand's part in that. Centre forward did nicely. Made ground, checked, and fed the ball into space for the shot. But Parker isn't a prolific goal scorer. The spectacular Villa Park providing the backdrop to that clearance from Nigel Spink. He hasn't yet had to make a save in this second half. It's been mostly Villa. And Rangers finding themselves in their own half again. Here's Parker now. On a dab forward towards Saunders. Well read indeed by Peacock. He saw the imminent danger. Did well. Ferdinand now. Took through. Again, Wilkins turning it out wide here for Wilson. Barker's gone infield this time, so Wilson has to go infield too. Bradley Allen can't find his way past McGrath again. Ferdinand. This is Impey, and he's gone skipping past Staunton. Oh, and he's dragged the cross over, but Nigel Spink coming to his near post, able to gather in before Ferdinand got there. There seems to be greater menace down the right for Rangers through Impey than there is down the left today, in the absence of Andy Sinton. That's perhaps not surprising. Wilson looking for a really long ball up the middle. He's met by Staunton. Atkinson underneath this one. Atkinson admitting today that his career really has been resurrected by Ron Atkinson. So this time there are too many defenders around for him. But then the clearance charged down, and Barrett has kept it in. This is extraordinary, really, how Rangers got themselves into difficulties there against Earl Barrett. And they could have perished for it. Peacock's got the ball out. It's only gone as far as Houghton now. Richardson. That really would have been criminal if Rangers had conceded a second goal in that situation. And that's a goal kick. Peacock played that well against Kevin Richardson. But Villa seem to have adopted a more positive attitude in this second half. Bryan Small will be the first substitute of the match, and he will come on for young David Farrell, who gets a good hand. So Bryan Small, the local man, who made his debut last season against Everton, is Ron Atkinson's choice as the first substitute of the match. Farrell perhaps was just running out of steam a little bit and had taken a knock in the last few minutes. Corkscrew of a header back to Spink, and that's okay. Headed on by Atkinson, and then another header back to Tony Roberts, whose opportunities have been very limited since Jan Steshkel came to QPR. That's a good long clearance, and once more it was right onto the head of McGrath, unfortunately for Rangers, and Small will be in the action for the first time in the game, and it's Impey denying him space. Holloway's back pass. Roberts will have to boot it first time. Does so. Staunton now against Impey, and Staunton goes on. Danger this time to QPR. A good ball, and they might be in trouble. And Atkinson, Wilson missed it. Atkinson didn't really get a shot on it. It hit him, I would say, more or less. And Roberts was able to effect a save. The Rangers come away with it. Good ball through. Wilkins to Ferdinand. And again, it's Ferdinand against McGrath. And for the umpteenth time today, McGrath wins it. It really has been a superb performance by Paul McGrath. And this time Atkinson goes through, might get the shot in himself, does so. And Wilson was there to check it. And yet again we're going through one of the exciting phases of the match. It seems to go quiet for a few minutes and then everything happens over the space of the next 2 or 3. And the crowd warming to it once more. That was a great gallop by Staunton, and the touch back here, Wilson missed his kick completely. It brushed Atkinson on the chest. Otherwise he'd have had his 9th goal of the season. He's got 5 in the last 8 games. He'd be disappointed, can't have expected the missed kick, of course, there from Clive Wilson. Saunders looking to feed Atkinson through. But Peacock calmly brings it away. Oh, that's exemplary football, lovely football from Rangers. Ferdinand on the end of it, down the right flank. But Villa certainly have come out all fired up in the second half, and not giving an inch. Bardsley clipping it. McGrath out, all the way out to Impey, and the crowd thought that had gone out. Impey kept it in. The knockback is from Allen to Wilkins. What can Bardsley do? Well, he's floated at edge of the area. This time McGrath couldn't get there, and again a wayward effort from Simon Parker, who really isn't having the best of fortune with his shooting today, as he sees the funny side of it. Oh, perhaps Jerry Francis wouldn't. But, Simon Parker has only got the 1 goal this season against Sheffield United in a 3-2 victory. I'd rather Ferdinand had had that chance. Villa still will feel they need a 2nd goal to know they've got the initiative of the game. Rangers still capable of being extremely dangerous. It's a peculiar throw, but eventually it was cleared by Teale, and now the whistle sounding again, and against Atkinson of Villa. The knockback by Wilkins finds Wilson. Barker. He's having to take it back first before he can play it into some space, but then Richardson intercepted. Barker's moved over to the right to try his luck now, giving it to Impey, who rides Richardson's challenge, but it was rather overzealous. So the Rangers' free kick is given. And Impey is among those getting up inside the Aston Villa penalty area to try and be on the end of this and to get an equaliser. Shaun Teale puts it behind for the corner kick. McDonald was coming in behind him. Teale really looks to have enjoyed his afternoon's work. He's had a smile on his face all day. Ray Wilkins. Obviously enjoying the rapport he's got with the crowd. Not sure what they were singing, but it'll be Rangers who sing if they get the equaliser. Richardson able to waft it out. No equaliser forthcoming as yet. Bardsley taking it on from Barker. And Small keeps it in play first of all. Rangers coming again. Here is Barker. Notice where Simon Barker has drifted over to the right side in this second half. Try and find a different way through the Villa defence. Skidded off the outside of Small's boot. We've had 20 minutes of this second half. Neither side able to add to the half-time scoreline, which was 1-0 to Villa, who clear. And they cleared all the way up to Saunders, and he scurries off down the middle, trying to get on the end of Atkinson's through ball. Peacock is there. And Roberts does it nicely. Good football, that. bringing the ball out of defence, and that's good football from Dalian Atkinson to win it back for Villa, who looks sprightly now. Staunton, Saunders inside the Rangers penalty area, has to take it out again though, and he's then flattened as McDonald had gone all the way with him. And I was going to say former Liverpool man, he's also former Oxford, former Swansea, former Brighton man, Dean Saunders. He has really settled in so well here at Villa Park, and he's got the one goal to have been scored so far today. Richardson on the right foot, easily away. Houghton does a sort of a holding operation in midfield, might take it back as well eventually. No, it's lobbed into the area again by Teale, edge of it where Peacock was. Not really in keeping with the good football that Rangers have played at times today, that clearance. Both sides do concentrate on playing the ball all along the ground, which is good to see. Not for them the hit and hope theory. Once more it'll be a Villa throw, conceded by Peacock. And Saunders, having picked himself up, takes the throw in himself. Looked like a foul one, and it was. Born of tiredness, I would have thought, almost. Saunders himself looks exasperated by that, but it certainly was a foul throw. Small hooking it down the line. Play seems to have been concentrated down that side for, well, a couple of minutes now. Barker tries to switch it. Bardsley on all fours finally gets it through, and then Holloway and Wilkins do bring Rangers up towards the halfway line. Wilson crosses it. Again, it's Wilkins trying to pick out that critical pass. Haven't been many of them today. So Wilson goes in field of Barrett, loses out to him. Good defending from Earl Barrett, and away goes Saunders. And then the ball in field wasn't measured well. Peacock able to effect a clearance. Both these sides in better positions than they ended last season, however, in the Premier League, which turned out to be a two-horse race between Leeds and Manchester United until Sheffield Wednesday came with a late run. But signs that it's going to be a much more even contest this year, with the likes of these two sides up there, along with the Blackburns and the Norwiches. Appeals for handball to referee Peck. And have none of that. He's had a very easy game to control, Mr. Peck, today. It's a huge header forward. No foul again. I don't think there's been a bad foul in the entire match. It's almost in stereo there. You can see through the windows. Reflection of the game as well. Wilkins, nice little ball in field, and it's taken on this time by Simon Barker. Good challenge back from Atkinson, who used his pace to the benefit of his side to get back and win the ball. It's quite a tussle going on in midfield for it. And Villa brought it out, but not very far out. It gives Rangers a chance now as Wilson floats it over to that far side for Bardsley's header into the middle. Teale underneath it. And then Staunton trying to keep the ball in play. He's denied by Impey. Well, it really is one of those games where anything can happen as yet. Only the one goal between them. Not many chances in the game, but both sides certainly capable of producing them, and there might be one here, and Atkinson goes down. Roberts comes from his goal, collects. No appeals, and Then Bardsley allows the ball to run under his foot, just keeps it in. And yet again here, it was Atkinson's pace which was the problem for Rangers. The bounce of the ball too, as it got past McDonald. Atkinson stumbled. Rekindled his career, and him against Alan McDonald today has been a good contest. Impey also having treatment at the moment. Jerry Francis on there too. So Atkinson certainly was favoured by the bounce, which confused McDonald momentarily, got past him, and then he's tripped over his own feet. McDonald's a doughty defender, had many years of experience with Rangers. He'll be 29 next month, so he'll be around for a year or two yet as well, I suspect. Impey's run it out. Perhaps we expected more goals in the match than there have been. But tribute to both defences for that. McGrath at the one end has been a rock for Villa, and Peacock and McDonald have generally been an effective combination too for Rangers. Just one momentary glitch, but here come Rangers now, and Allen's shot breasted down into the path of Ferdinand. That looks as though it might have been a foul by Houghton. Ferdinand thought so, the referee didn't. When McDonald has to go backtracking again as Atkinson goes on, and he's past Peacock. Peacock's out of the game for the moment. Villa can seal it here. Atkinson's ball in, and it's gone wide. Staunton it was, with the opportunity to finish it off, really. You'd have fancied Villa at 2-0 for now, but Dalian Atkinson used his pace. He was past Peacock. Peacock was out of the game when the ball was cut back, and Staunton whacks it hopelessly wide. He prefers it on the left foot, Steve Staunton. Atkinson had done everything right. The cross was perfect too, I would have said, but Staunton disappointed. Should have added to the one goal he's got this season. He scored in the 3-0 win against Crystal Palace. He should have scored then. And Rangers will take heart from that miss. They'll believe they're still very much in this contest, which they might not have been. It was a heart-stopping moment for Peacock, who'd gone over the sidelines. And he now concedes a free kick. And he's rather angry, I think, with Kevin Richardson. And Peacock's reaction is going to get him into trouble. And I think Ray Wilkins is telling him that he shouldn't overreact, because Mike Peck will have to have words with him. Whether he produces the yellow card is another matter, and I think sensibly Mr. Peck is saying that he made the decision, Peacock had to accept it, whether he liked it or not. Rangers captain told Peacock exactly the same thing. Here's the moment. Richardson taking the tumble. The referee thought it was worthy of a free kick. Peacock certainly didn't. Not a good ball from Houghton, but he's been given it back again by Holloway. Barrett. Might just be too long, that, for Richardson. So just quarter of an hour left for Rangers to get something out of this game, which Villa lead by a single goal. Villa, of course, won by a 1-0 in midweek against Manchester United in the Coca-Cola Cup. A similar scoreline would do for them today. It would move them up to 3rd place in the Premier League. And it would continue to enhance their reputation. Beaten in 10 and looking like stretching it to 11 at the moment, unless Rangers can produce something. They're putting Barrett under some pressure now. Wasn't a good clearance, it was straight to Wilkins. But you've got to give credit for the way Villa have hustled their opponents, especially in this second half today. They've not let them rest on the ball at all. forced mistakes out of them. It's been a good home performance by Villa, although they've only the one goal to show for it at the moment. Saunders might get a second one for them now. Saunders is denied. Splendid stop by young Roberts. But Saunders had come inside the defender, as he does so ably. It was a good ball to him from Garry Parker. And excellent goalkeeping from Roberts to make sure that the scoreline remains at 1-0. There's Parker's ball. It was inside Peacock. Saunders checked inside the defender, hit the shot well, and what a good stop. It's certainly been an unremitting contest between Saunders and Peacock today. One of the highlights of the game, as we thought it might be. Atkinson just checked. And Bardsley's ball intercepted by Teale. Houghton looking for that defence-splitting pass to release either Saunders or Atkinson again. Instead it's gone wide to Staunton. What a good opportunity Steve Staunton missed of sealing the victory a few minutes ago. Bardsley urging the men in front of him to get forward into more penetrative positions. Haven't seen as much of Ferdinand in this second half, and here is Houghton. Good play from Ray Houghton. He's found Saunders, and Peacock just stood his ground. Wilson for Rangers. They are still trailing by a single goal, but so long as they're delivering that sort of pass to Ferdinand, they're well in with a chance. The ball cut back across the middle. McGrath, not one of his better headers of the afternoon, and still he just about did enough. Teale completing the clearance. It's fallen for Wilson once more. Danger zone again as Ferdinand comes for it. And they're in a spot of bother between them. Yet again, it's McGrath who heads it out. Well, having just said that Ferdinand hadn't seen much of the ball, he was twice involved there. Peacock might have led Atkinson in this time. Saunders screeching for it. Atkinson didn't need him. And that's surely finished it off now. 2-0, and Darren Peacock disconsolate because it's been his two errors which have led to the two Villa goals. Peacock thinking of letting the ball run out of play, perhaps in two minds, slipped, and Atkinson knew Saunders was calling for it, but he didn't want to give him the glory. He wanted the score for himself. And Dalian Atkinson poaches his 9th goal of the season, and didn't he take it well? He's a distinctive style, is Atkinson, and it looks like the 3 points are going to Villa now. With 11 minutes left on the clock, Rangers are 2 behind. And all the singing is coming from the Villa supporters. And it really is turning out to be a very memorable spell for Dalian Atkinson. That's his 6th goal in the last 9 games, his 5th in 7. And away goes Saunders again. And this time McDonald does knock it back to young Roberts. You really have to feel for Peacock, who's not played badly at all generally, and yet 2 errors have been punished. Here come Rangers, trying to get themselves back into it with Allen. And Teale has knocked it back and gets into a bit of a knot before putting it out. 2 minutes before half-time, though, Peacock headed the ball down. It landed handily for Saunders. And then when he slipped on the touchline, he let in Dalian Atkinson for what may well be the killer goal. And on comes Dennis Bailey for Queen's Park Rangers. A throw of the dice in taking off Andrew Impey and bringing on a striker in Dennis Bailey. That's a free kick. Rangers need extra firepower, so he's supplementing Bradley Allen and Les Ferdinand with the presence of Bailey, but he's got less than 10 minutes, and they've got to get 2 goals to even get a point now. hoofed across and right across the area. So it looks like being a winning Sunday for Aston Villa. McDonald floating it in. And then Staunton knocks it on, and of course there has to be a danger to QPR of a third Villa goal because they're stretching themselves somewhat, and Villa are just the sort of side to take advantage of that with the pace they've got up front. Small has come up here too now. Staunton urging him down the touchline. Staunton has gone all the way before trying to cut that one back, and he's got a corner for his side. He's had a good day down that touchline as Staunton posed quite a lot of problems for Rangers defenders. And Villa will take all the time they want now. Strange how that goal just before half-time really changed the game. Rangers had only been caught perhaps once before when Saunders hit an upright, but since then the Villa have shown the greater urgency. And, I don't think anybody could deny them their success on the evidence of the performance. Staunton swings it in, and here's a header which has just gone wide from Dean Saunders again, flinging himself at the ball. And I suppose it was predictable that if Villa were going to win this match, the goals would come from the prolific Saunders and Atkinson combination. Saunders has now got 10 and Atkinson 9 this season, but Bailey goes on for Rangers. Kicked out by Teale, and a free kick for Rangers too. There is certainly a growing feeling that Aston Villa can be a real threat to anybody for the Championship, the first ever of the Premier League. The current string of form is so impressive that you find it hard to deny that now. And some of the chasing tack, like Manchester United and Leeds, who are finding it hard to find good results at the moment, must start to get the results soon, otherwise the likes of Blackburn, Norwich and Villa are going to be well ahead of them in the race. Good to see new names up there, though. Let's not forget Rangers too, whose own form has been pretty consistent. That went out. Well, there was the critical slip by Peacock, which allowed Atkinson the free run on goal, and he slipped it virtually between Roberts' legs. Finding Staunton. Staunton lets fly. Not to any great purpose. But it wastes up a few more seconds. He got 4 goals last season. Just the one so far this. Cyril Regis, one of the spectators today, must wonder if he's ever going to win back his place in the Aston Villa side. Five minutes left. It's hard to say how Rangers are going to get back into this one, as Aston Villa settle for a goal kick. Dalian Atkinson has confirmed once more that he's right back to his best form, the form that won him many admirers with Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday, where he played for Ron Atkinson. He then, of course, went over to Spain to play for Royal Sociedad before coming back to Aston Villa. His goal in 79 minutes, after the one by Dean Saunders on 43, makes it Villa 2, QPR 0. Less than 5 minutes to go. One of the less impressive moments from Staunton. Peacock will be so disappointed that it has been his 2 mistakes today. as people have been canvassing him for England honours. Jerry Francis knows as well as anybody the game is never up until the 90 minutes have gone and the final whistle sounds, but it's looking rather black for his side's hopes now. Looks as though he's choosing not to bring on his other substitute, Danny Maddox. Bailey really hasn't had the chance to get involved since he came on. Small, the Villa substitute, knocking it wide for Staunton. It's McDonald to shepherd it back to Roberts this time, and then Roberts' clearance. Ooh, it's given them yet another opportunity. Saunders and Parker combine, and now it's Atkinson. And Rangers creating problems for themselves by not getting that ball away as they might have done. Atkinson might get a third. Well played, Tony Roberts. Came from his line at the precise moment that he had to do. Looks rather anxiously to see if Atkinson's all right. Atkinson has gone down clutching his right leg. Might have twisted his knee, and the crowd shrieking for the ball to be put out of play. But the Rangers keep it in. Now Houghton, up the middle goes Saunders, and the goalkeeper Roberts comes for his line, and then he generously throws the ball straight into the crowd to allow the treatment for Atkinson. I don't think it's anything serious at all, but Atkinson got onto the end of this little chip ball here from Parker. Well, he tried to get onto the end of it. It was a brave stop from the keeper. Atkinson just looked in anguish as he went down. I'm sure it was just a twist, perhaps, of the knee. Let's see what happens on the follow-through. Down he goes there, and I think it was just the awkward way he landed. Sportingly, you could see that Tony Roberts was concerned about Atkinson immediately. A very popular striker. We'll be happy he can see the rest of the game out. Substitute today, Dwight Yorke. Just a minute to go then. Aston Villa leading 2-0. QPR coming with one final assault perhaps, and David Bardsley wraps in the shot, which produces a save from Nigel Spink that was almost contemptuous. Got his angle right, palmed it down, and the Rangers denied even a consolation there. They'll try again with Simon Barker. Down the line, Holloway. And already Villa fans singing, "We're going to win the league." That's perhaps a little optimistic this early stage of the season. We're only just into November. Not sure there was a Rangers free kick for the foul on Bailey. Rangers, I'm sure, know that the game is up for them today. However much urgency they put into getting the ball back for this free kick to be taken. Referee Peck insisting that Richardson retreats as Wilkinson looks to float this one across, and there might be a consolation. Oh, it was Peacock's effort wanting to make up for his two earlier lapses. He scored in the midweek win at Bury at Gig Lane, and he was almost a scorer here now at Villa Park. Floated in well, it was knocked down, and it's just over the top. Ferdinand to Peacock, flicked over by Spink. Rangers corner, Wilkins to the near post. It was an easy one for the defence. Holloway. Might still be something for Rangers even yet. No, it's hit out as far as the two Rangers men who combined to knock each other out of the way. But expect rapturous applause at the final whistle for Aston Villa. The fans have enjoyed their performance over the 90 minutes against London's top club of the moment. But they've certainly resisted the Capitalist challenge today. 2-0 it is. as the Rangers look for a crumb of comfort in the last moments. Bardsley taking Wilkins' ball. Hampered by Small. No more than a throw-in. And we're well into time added on by Mr. Peck now. So Villa are going to record their third home victory of the season. It means they will have lost only once in 7 league matches here in the Premier League. And Dalian Atkinson, I think it is, has gone off for the very closing seconds to allow Dwight Yorke a fleeting appearance. A matter of seconds left. In fact, it's a moot point as to whether Yorke, well, I was going to say whether he'll get a kick or not. He hasn't yet. Roberts' flat clearance straight to Barrett, and in fact Dwight Yorke didn't get a kick. Aston Villa have won the day. A convincing success in the end. Rangers spurned an early chance through Les Ferdinand, and then Dean Saunders and Dalian Atkinson got the goals, both after lapses by centre-back Darren Peacock, which have produced a good victory for Aston Villa against QPR, and it means that Villa leapfrog over Rangers and Arsenal and Coventry into third place in the Premier League. Aston Villa 2, Queen's Park Rangers 0.
たわけであります。いやー、カヤさん、はい、すごい試合だったんですが、結局アストンビラの方が2点が入った、はい、この原因というのはどういうふうに考えたらいいですか。
先ほど申し上げたんですけど、非常に似通ったチームだと思うんですよね。まあ一つは主要なポジションに同じようなレベルを持った選手が配置されていると、ただそんな中で同じポジションでじゃあどれだけ同じポジションなんですけど、まあいいプレーがどちらができたかということでこの2点の差になったんだと思いますけどね。
そうですか。清水さんはこの試合見て。
そうですね、やはり力はもう相当均衡してますよね。はい、もうどっちか、スコアは 2-0 でしたけれども、もう QPR もやはり今3位にいるだけの、いいプレーが見られたと思います。
やっぱりこう試合を見ていて、これまで生の試合をご覧になっていたのとどうですか。
そうですね、やっぱりテレビで見ててもやはり迫力がありますね。
ということで、さあそれではですね、前半1点後半1点ずつ入っておりますが、そのシーンをですね VTR でまたご覧いただきたいと思います。まず前半の43分です。これゴールキックからのボールです。ゴールキックからこれ2人ぐらいですかね、ボール触ったのは。
そうですね、アトキンソン、それからソンダースですね、2回しか触ってませんね。一番シンプルな理想の得点なんですけどね。
しかしこういうのが入ると、岡山さん、今までずっと苦労してつないでたのは何だったんだろうとね。
そういう通りですよね。あれだけ激しい中盤を形成したからこそこれが生きてきたんでしょうね。
そしてこれが後半の2点目ですね。これね、清水さん、ピーコックがね、行って何でもないと思ったのに滑って取られてしまいまして、ちょっ
とアンラッキーですね。
10番のアトキンスがそのままゴールを割りまして、これです。ちょっと画面が上からで斜めになってんで、それで滑ってるかと思いましたが、ちょっとそれ違いますが、ちょっとこれは確かにアンラッキーでしたね。しかし地元アストンビラということで、この辺はご勘弁のほどという